Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter-Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Drama on this Sunday with radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense, The Marvelous Barrastro starring Orson Welles, an episode of The Radio Guild from 1940, and a fantasy for radio, Ineffable Essence of Nothing. Tyrone Power starring in an episode of Freedom USA from 1952, and the CBS Radio Workshop, Jacob's Hands from 1956. We'll wrap it all up with an episode of Lum and Abner. That's what's coming up on this Sunday. This is the 13th day of April. Friday the 13th did come on a Sunday this month. It's the 103rd day of the year, 262 days left in 2025. A gentleman by the name of James C. Penney opened his first store in Wyoming on this date in 1902. J.C. Penney, you know. The Jefferson Memorial dedicated on this date in 1943 in Washington on the 200th anniversary of his birth. In 1964, Sidney Poitier won the Best Actor Oscar.
Winner is Sidney Poitier.
Because it is a long journey to this moment, I am naturally indebted to countless numbers of people. For all of them, all I can say is a very special thank you.
Poitier winning the Oscar for his performance in Lilies of the Field. It was on this date in 1970, a tragedy in space. An oxygen tank aboard Apollo 13 exploded, putting the crew into deadly peril.
Kane, we've got one more item for you when you get a chance. We'd like it to stir up your cryo tank. In addition, I have Shaft and Trunnion.
Okay.
For a look at the Comet Bennett if you need it.
Stand by. Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
Can say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem. Main B bus undervolt.
Roger, main B undervolt. Stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
We had a pretty large bang associated with the caution and warning there. And as I recall, main B was the one that had a amp spike on it once before.
Good, Fred.
The interim here, we're starting to go ahead and button up the tunnel again.
A disruption of oxygen, electricity, light, and water. Landing mission aborted. The astronaut and the controllers on Earth scrambled to come up with emergency procedures. The crippled spacecraft continued to the moon, circled it, and began a long, cold journey back to Earth. Apollo 13. You know, so big a deal, they made a movie about it. Took place on this date back in 1970. Western Union launched the USA's first commercial geosynchronous communications satellite, Westar-1, on this date in 1974. Western Union, in cooperation with NASA and Hughes Aircraft, that made possible discontinuance of many land-based communication lines and made radio and television programming available via satellite to radio and television stations. Now we have radio and television broadcasts coming not only just from radio and TV stations, but also direct to the consumer via satellite. Harold Washington, elected as the first African-American mayor in Chicago history in 1983. In 1986, in his first recorded papal visit of its kind, Pope John Paul II went to a synagogue in Rome, where he condemned anti-Semitism, calling Jews our dearly beloved brothers, and prayed in Hebrew. Pope John Paul II on this date in 1986. Former FBI Director Louis Freeh testified before Congress on this date in 2004 that the FBI could have prevented 9/11, that just had the tools.
September 11th, had we had the right sources overseas or in the United States, could have been prevented.
Former Attorney General Janet Reno also testified that rules that restricted intelligence sharing made tracking terrorists difficult. And it was on this date in 2017 the U.S. dropped the largest ever non-nuclear weapon on Afghanistan. Passing away on this date in 1975, the man who starred in the Jolson Story and Jolson Sings Again in the movies, Larry Parks, who was also an admitted communist. The father of the zip code, Postal Inspector Robert Moon, passing away on this date, and the man who kept a lot of people entertained overnight and looking to the stars for the UFOs and all of that stuff, Art Bell, passing away on this date in 2018. Birthdays on this date include, as I think, did we mention this earlier? Yeah, this was Jefferson's birthday. Thomas Jefferson, president number 3, back in 1743. Also, a businessman of some note, you might have heard of F.W. Woolworth, the Woolworth 5 and dime stores that are basically gone now. Outlaw Butch Cassidy, born on this date. The inventor of Scrabble, Alfred Mosier Butts. That would be a nice Scrabble play, wouldn't it? Nobel Prize laureate Samuel Beckett, born on this date. Perennial presidential candidate Harold Stassen, also born on this date. The actor-singer president of the Screen Actors Guild, Howard Keel, born on this date. Atheist activist Madalyn Murray O'Hair. Actor-comedian, would you believe, Don Adams was born on this date in history. From the Carol Burnett Show and Wonder Woman, Lyle Wagner passed away, born on this date. He was 84, passing away back in 2020 at the age of 84. And Law & Order's Paul Sorvino, born on this date as well. And Tony Dow, Wally on Leave It to Beaver, all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Still with us on this date in history, we look at those folks. Man who wrote a lot of wonderful music. The theme from Rocky, the theme from For Your Eyes Only, The Right Stuff, for which he won an Academy Award, and Dynasty. All of that great music by Bill Conti, who is 83 years old today. Singer and pastor Al Green, 79 today. 2 Grammy Awards for singer Peebo Bryson. He is 74 today. He was with the Conan O'Brien Show. Also was a drummer for Bruce Springsteen. Max Weinberg, 74 years old today. The 5th Doctor Who, Peter Davidson, is 72 today. Russian chess master Garry Kasparov is 62. She was had her own talk show, and she was also Hilda in the original TV series Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Caroline Ray is 61. From Silver Spoons and in the movies The Champ, Rick Schroeder, 55 today.
Wake up! Champ, wake up, Champ. Don't sleep now. You gotta go home. Gotta go home, Champ.
From the movie The Champ, Rick Schroeder, or Ricky Schroeder as we used to call him. He's 55 years old today. The man who sang about Mambo Number 5. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. Yes, all that stuff. Lou Bega, 50 years old today. From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Glenn Howerton is 49.
You can do it, Dennis, because you're a winner. You haven't peaked. You haven't even begun to peak, but you're going to peak today.
From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Glenn Howerton, 49. From All My Children, Law & Order SVU, Kelly Giddish is 45. And she made her premiere in Girls, but she was best known for her role in the thriller Get Out. Allison Williams, 37 today. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 13th day of April as their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you.
And we'll get to the shows here right now. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, an episode of Suspense. Orson Welles as the magnificent Barrastro.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Fred McMurray. Home shelters can be built for as little as $100. Simple plans for building inexpensive home shelters are available free from your Civil Defense office. Ask for a copy of the Family Fallout Shelter booklet.
Of course, you can get those booklets by following the show notes here in the podcast or go to classicradio.stream. It's totally free. Don't even have to go anywhere. No envelopes, no nothing. Let's roll on here. An episode of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. We've aired this before with Peter Lorre in his summer series, Mystery in the Air. But this is an episode done by Orson Welles. 81 years ago, April 13th, 1944, The Marvelous Barrastro.
Roma Wines present
Suspense.
Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
Salud. Your health, senor.
Roma Wines toast the world. The wine for your table is Roma Wine, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is the man in black here to introduce this weekly half hour of Suspense. Tonight from Hollywood, we bring you Mr. Orson Welles. Mr. Welles will appear as star of a suspense play called The Marvelous Barrastro, from an extraordinary story by the distinguished American author, Ben Hecht. But before we raise the curtain on this evening's tale of suspense, here is a message from your host, the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California.
Distance lends enchantment, says the old proverb, and it seems borne out in such little episodes as these. Let's pretend we're guests at the smart and handsome Pan American Club, Havana, Cuba. An American visitor is amazed that his Cuban host can picture the marvelous climate and rich, fruitful soil of California without ever having been there. But the Cuban responds, "One sip alone of wonderful Roma wine tells me all that. Only true perfection of climate and soil could produce the perfection of your splendid California wine, Roma wine." Well, that's so. And as Roma wines become available to wine connoisseurs of more and more lands, the chorus of praise grows for the truly superb quality of these good Roma wines. No wonder, then, these wine experts of other lands are so eager to import Roma wines, no matter what the distances from our own California. And no wonder, too, that these taste-delighting Roma wines, with no import duty to pay and without expensive shipping charges added to their cost here, are America's largest-selling wines. With such richly rewarding enjoyment within your reach, why not get acquainted with your favorites among Roma Wine's many different delightful wine types? Remember the name, R-O-M-A, Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
And now with The Marvelous Barrastro, produced and directed by William Spear, and with the performance of Orson Welles, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
This is William Spear. 3 weeks ago, I was seated in my office poring over possible future stories with which to hold you in suspense when a stranger appeared, unannounced.
I am the Marvelous Barrastro. I've come to tell you a story.
How did you get in here?
Well, I am a magician by trade. I do such things. Perhaps you've heard of me, Barrastro.
No.
I am the greatest magician alive. No, that is not so. I am the second greatest. But soon I will be first. I am leaving tonight for Mexico City. You see me now for the first and last time. You will never see me again. No one will ever see me again. It is the last of Barrastro.
How's that?
I'm going to Mexico City to murder a man. His name is Rico Sansoni.
Why are you going to kill him?
Because he is the most evil man in the world. I've been waiting 20 years for his name to appear. For as long as he chose to hide, there was no hope. He's too clever, far too clever, even for me. But I knew that his vanity would betray him and that someday I would read again the name Rico Sansoni. I knew he would return to the stage.
Is he a magician?
The greatest to ever live, the most profound, the most subtle, and the most evil. He's greater than I. He begins his first performance in 20 years in Mexico next week. I will be there to see it.
Well, I would like to hear your story.
I can tell you all but the end. That I will be unable to provide now. But you will find it out for yourself.
Well, I'd like to hear what you can tell me.
I will tell you, Mr. Spear, but on one condition.
And that?
I must have your oath not to interfere.
Oh, really now? You can understand I can scarcely give you that. After all, I keep
Very well. I would take my chances with you. The story begins 20 years ago. I was a young man. I traveled as a magician with a small carnival through southeastern Europe. One night we came to a village in Malorussia. Our cymbals sounded, our torches flickered in the spring wind, and the villagers gathered around our tents and wagons. I had taken my place in the black box outside my tent. There were holes in the box through which I could watch the crowd while the barker made his announcement.
Barrastro, the marvel of marvels. Barrastro, the magician, who speaks with the dead and reads the secrets of life.
At this moment, I saw her for the first time. Her young and gentle face surprised me among so many peasants. I said to myself, what a strange girl, what a beautiful child. I kept watching her. I couldn't keep my eyes away from her. At length, an old peasant led her in, holding her by the hand. I saw at once that she was blind.
My granddaughter would like you to tell her future.
Can you tell my future?
Yes.
Will it be a happy one, my future?
Hold out your hand, and I will tell you.
Here.
A dark mist passed over me. I felt a sudden chill as I touched her hand. I listened to the voices which foretell the future. Sorrow, sorrow, they breathe. Pain and sorrow. Fly, run. I studied the girl's face, a fear gripping at my heart. Her large, sightless eyes were calm, resigned. I could not bring myself to tell her what I saw. The spirits promise you happiness. I lied. Your hands will touch beautiful things. Love and delight will await you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
That was the beginning. Her face haunted me that night. I could not sleep. I made inquiries the next morning, and I found her. We walked through the hills. She did not need my hand to guide her. She knew every stone, every turn of the path. She spoke of the trees around us. She had strange names for them.
I call that tree Lullaby, because it sings when it sways in the wind.
Lullaby?
And that one, see? With its branches open towards heaven. I call that one Prayer.
How do you know its branches open toward the sky?
When I was younger, I climbed it.
Anna.
Come, I'll race you to the bed of flowers at the turn.
Anna.
Hurry, I run fast.
We walked often through the hills. I knew that she was aware of her destiny. The stars had told me she would not live long, and that agony and terror waited for her on the short journey. Our caravan remained for 2 weeks in the village. At the end of that time, I asked Anna to come with me as my wife.
You make me very happy, Shari. I could live only with you.
I will love you with all my heart.
And you will teach me, Shari. You will teach me to see.
To see?
Does one need eyes to see as you do? Shari, you will teach me to see beyond the horizons. You will teach me to see as you see.
We were married. We rode together in the gilded wagon, and the vows were taken under a clear sky. Suddenly, the sky changed. It was only then that I realized what I had done in seeking to save her. I was fulfilling the terrible message of the stars. For it was I, Shari Barrastro, who was the instrument fate had selected for her ruin. Then it came. One night, as I stood in the black box outside my tent, I knew that I needed no further word from the mists of prophecy. It was there. It had come. He stood among the peasants before our tent, a graceful figure, smiling, leaning on his cane, a man of the world, amusingly out of place in this faraway little village. I looked at him through the holes in my boxes. I turned cold. I watched him, and I felt afraid. He was studying Anna. Never once did he stop looking at her. My temper is quick and fiery. I went up to him as he was watching Anna. How subtle he was, how graceful. I seized his arm and demanded to know what he meant by staring at my wife. He removed my hand as if I were a child. I can tell you there was something terrifying in his strength. I most humbly beg your pardon for this misunderstanding. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rico Sansoni. I'm a student of the occult, traveling about the world in search of knowledge. Inside of me, I feel that girl has remarkable psychic powers. I'd hoped to be able to induce her to join me as my assistant. Soon planning to go on the stage, but now that I know she's your wife, I apologize again for my seeming forwardness. Oh, I suppose there's nothing to do but to accept that apology. And you, madame? Anna. I think it is fair, Anna. Anna?
No. I have nothing to say.
It was thus Rico Sansoni entered our lives. Little by little during the days that followed, he attached himself to us. We listened, Anna and I, to his tales. He'd been everywhere, seen everything. He brought the world into our gilded wagon. In his presence, I always felt elated and flattered. Thus does a man move in the grip of his destiny. Thus do we dig with our own hands the appointed grave for our happiness. For one night, Anna came to me and took my hands and told me something that made my heart grow black.
Shari, Rico Sansoni has made love to
Anna.
me. I've done nothing wrong. I'm afraid of Rico. I tell you this so you will understand my fear.
Do you want to tell me about it now?
Yes.
Tell me then.
Rico came to me this afternoon while I was alone. He took my hand and held it gently in his. I suspected nothing until he asked me if I loved you and how deeply I loved you. Then he asked me if I love you more than happiness or life. I took my hand from him and said, I cannot talk of love to you. Even of my love for my husband. Please go.
Yes? Rico. She's told you. Sorry, forgive me. For a moment I grew weak. Let me remain your friend. I brought you both some flowers. I picked them myself. Will you accept them? You won't accept them? Of course we will, my friend. How could I have doubted you? I understand. Come, forget the entire incident. You are kind. Really, you're kind. This was the third month of our friendship, and now I began to feel it was my companionship he desired, not Anna's. We spent long hours together. Without Anna, under his care, my mind was expanding, my powers developing. He seemed interested in my every move. And again I was flattered, lured, disarmed. You have a funny way of saying the word, beautiful, my friend. How is it you say it? Beautiful. That's it. Beautiful. Is that right? You're telling me about the Houdini method of the respiration. Oh, yes, so I was. Beautiful. Huh? Very good, I think. I like you, Sally. I like you very much. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing how one can be drawn in by flattery and charm. Then one day I was sitting in my tent. When a curious sense came over me, I felt a pressure on my heart as if a hand were closing around it. It was a warning. I left quickly. I heard the apartment. Anna had remained there. She frequently did in the afternoon. I found myself running toward the door. I paused, waited until I'd I recovered my breath and then, forcing a smile to my lips, opened the door. Oh. I saw Rico. Rico, standing with his arms around her. Her face raised to his lips. Speechless, powerless, I looked at him. I heard her voice murmuring words of love. Her arms moved around his neck and she kissed him. Then I heard his voice. Anna. Anna, my darling.
Shari, my love.
Anna, my darling. My beautiful darling. The sound of his voice, a horror seized me. Now I knew why he had spent so many hours with me, why he was so interested. It was my voice. It was Barrastro talking. It was a voice that seemed to come from my own throat, a horrible, familiar voice, and I understood what had happened. I sprang forward, shouting his name, Rico! He turned and faced me. He pointed his finger at me as if he were an image in a mirror. Rico! He echoed. Murder was in my heart. I flew at this monster. We struggled across the room. He answered my cries with cries that echoed each note, each inflection of my voice. I saw him through my rage. His face was contorted like my own. His every feature had changed. He was Barrastro. There were two Barrastros, screaming together, tumbling over each other. He held me in his hands that were like steel. I could not move or cry out. His hand was on my throat. I lay gasping, crazed. And it was Barrastro who was holding me. Then this horrible and familiar figure changed. It became Rico. It was Rico Sansoni who spoke. The breath was leaving my body. I was strangling, dying, yet I could hear him. Barrastro, God, you're killing me. Sorry, have mercy. I'm dying. His voice was faint. I felt in this moment the agonies of 100 deaths. For as my eyes grew dark, I saw with horror the thing he had in his mind. He was pretending it was I who was killing him. And thus he would kill me and go to her as Barrastro. It would be Rico Sansoni who would be buried. It would be Barrastro who remained. For a moment I caught a glimpse of his cold, ruthless eyes burning now over my face as he enacted his false death, groaning, pleading for mercy. And the strength drawn from the soul filled my lungs. I cried out with all my might, Anna! Anna! Knowing that by this she would understand it was I who was dying. And darkness seized me. An hour had passed when I opened my eyes. My head was splitting, my throat was stiffened. I raised myself and looked. He was gone. I saw her. She was standing in the corner of the room, crouched against the wall, her hand against her teeth, and staring into the terrible dark around her. Anna! I whispered to her. Anna! It is I, Anna. I, Shari. Anna! Oh, God. Anna, please. Anna, darling, listen to me. Anna, give me your hand. Anna, listen, it is I. Anna, Shari, your husband, Anna. Listen, Anna, remember, Anna. Remember when we first kissed? When we first kissed, Anna? That time on the hill, Anna, remember? I called you little princess, remember, Anna? And Anna, about your trees, Anna, huh? About lullaby, the names you had for them, lullaby and prayer. Anna, one with its branches pointing toward heaven, the one we climbed, Anna, please. Anna, please. Please, Anna. It is I, Anna. Come here, listen. Listen carefully, Anna. The spirits promise you happiness. Your hands will touch beautiful things. Love and delight await you.
Oh, Shari.
Oh, my darling. My Anna, my sweet.
Oh, Shari, hold me close.
Yes, my darling. Oh, he's hurt you. What he's done. There, my darling. It's all right now. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Rico had disappeared. We laid our plans, Anna and I. As soon as she was able to walk, we abandoned the carnival. We were inseparable then. She could not bear to have me away even for a moment. I understood everything in her soul. Yes, even the trembling that would seize her sometimes when I took her in my hand. It was I alone he could not deceive. I alone. To anyone else, he could become Barrastro. Even to her, whose senses had learned every breath, every inflection of the man she loved. Even to her, he had been Barrastro. The months passed. Our life had become again almost like a honeymoon. Almost, I say, for there were nights when I would awake to find her fingers tracing the contours of my face. Then it was I pretended to be ill and remained at her side. We said nothing, but we knew the shadow in each other's mind. Everything went smoothly, though, until one evening, when I entered the cabaret where I was performing. I felt unusually disturbed. It was winter. I was removing my coat when it came again, as I had known it would. The warning, the hand closing over my heart. I ran from the place and raced home. I entered our cottage by the back door quietly like a thief, and I stood listening. From inside, I could hear a voice.
Oh, Shari, please. Darling, you're ill again. I'll take care of you, darling. I'll make you feel better.
Anna, my dear Anna. How I love you. He was back. One doesn't reason. One does not reason in the midst of a nightmare. Yet terror can wake the mind to a clairvoyance, an understanding beyond thought. I stood motionless, silent, listening. The light was turned out. I heard her laugh. Laugh like a child in the dark. And this sound killed me. Yes, one is dead forever when happiness is torn from the heart. I wanted to rush into the room. I wanted to shout, Anna, Anna, don't touch him. He's Rico. But instead, I slipped quickly from the house. I walked in the cold streets. My thoughts returned. I had acted out of one clear impulse. Through the terror and agony of those moments when I heard him take her in his arms, there had remained a certainty above everything else. I must save her. And I knew I had acted wisely. Had I rushed into the room, had I made a noise, she would have died. She would have known in that moment, as I knew listening to him, that he had been there before. That he had been there before. That he had crept through our defenses as a shadow creeps, and we had not known. I thought of them together as I walked. And then I thought again that I had only to rush back to speak her name. Yes, and destroy her. Destroy her. I kept on walking. And as I walked, I began to understand him. Yes, I was dealing with a monster. He would manage to leave her, as he must have done so often before, a few moments before I was due to return from the cabaret. And if I sensed something was wrong, he would rely on my love for her to keep the sense a secret. He knew me well. He understood I would allow my heart to be eaten away with grief, and I would not make a sign lest I destroy her whom I love more than myself. It was I who must be careful, not he. Yes, he knew me. He gambled on me. I determined to kill him the first moment I saw him. And I began to think of his superhuman strength, that he might kill me, even as he had first intended, and that he would go on living with her as Barrastro. She would never know I was dead. She would continue to love me in his arms, to press her kisses upon my murderer. And this was the thought that contained in it the fullest measure of horror. The thought of that moment when she would see him and not me. You understand the grief? The grief of that night? Yes, it is fortunate I cannot remember it all. I returned home. At the time Rico wanted me to. I wasn't careful about my coming. I trusted him. Do you understand? I trusted him that out of his evil, he would spare her, as I spared her out of love. I entered the bedroom, opened the door and walked in. She was alone. Anna. Anna, dear. Anna! Anna, it's I! It's I! It's not Rico! It's I! It's I! Anna! Anna! This is my memory of Anna. My memory. She seized her face with her hands as if she were tearing something. Yes, the darkness. As I rushed to her, she fell. She did not speak again. In the morning, she died.
That is the story, as nearly in Barrastro's words as I can remember them. When he'd finished, he got up quietly, looked at me a moment, and said, "Thank you for listening to me, Mr. Spear. You understand now my prediction that there will be one less magician alive in the world within a fortnight." Then he turned and left my office. I must admit that the whole thing shook me rather badly. I've spent the whole week wondering if something might happen, something I couldn't predict. This morning, I think perhaps it came, at least while I was reading through the theatrical weekly Variety, and my eye caught a notice, you probably saw it too, of a magician who had been killed in Mexico City. The account said that 2 magicians had been together in an automobile accident. While driving through the rail yard district, their car stalled on a track and had been demolished by an oncoming train. One of the magicians, unidentifiable, had been cut to pieces. The other, miraculously, escaped with his life, although his features were so horribly disfigured that plastic surgery will have to create a new face for him. The survivor identified himself as the Marvelous Barrastro.
And so closes Ben Hecht's story of the Marvelous Barrastro, starring Orson Welles. Tonight's tale of Suspense. Before Mr. Welles returns to our microphone, a message from the sponsor of Suspense.
Why is the making of good wine like a proverb? Because both are based on long experience. For you to enjoy the many different taste-delighting Roma California wines, first there had to be long years of painstaking cultivation of some of the world's finest vineyards. Plus, year upon year of development of the art and skill that go into the making of these fine Roma wines. Your first sip of any of the good-tasting Roma wines will confirm the presence of these needed years of preparation. Will tell you why Roma wines are America's largest selling wines. Your taste will thrill to the superb quality and the downright satisfaction when you try, say, the tangy, delicious Roma Sherry, or the rich, hearty Roma Burgundy, or the sweeter, heavier Roma Port. You'll be thrilled, too, when you learn such great enjoyment costs so little, mere pennies a glass. You'll want to add your voice to the international praise of Roma wines now rising in many lands. In these words, Roma wines are truly magnificent. Let me repeat the name, R-O-M-A, Roma wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
This is Orson Welles. It was a great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, as it always is, to appear as a purveyor of suspense. And next week, Mr. Spear would like me to tell you that Mr. Ed Gardner, better known to you as Archie, the elite proprietor at Duffy's Tavern, will make his debut As a dramatic actor, Mr. Spear has also asked me to mention that Orson Welles played the part of both magicians on the program tonight. Universal Pictures would like me to mention that Orson Welles plays a magician in a new picture of theirs called Follow the Boys. Or is it Orson Welles?
Next Thursday, same time, you will hear Ed Gardner, radio's famous Archie, in Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Wells always lived up to his billing as an impresario, as you will. Even if you hear him taking huge satirical swipes at himself, not only on his shows, but also when he was substituting for Jack Benny, as he did when Jack had some illness issues some time back. Radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense, The Marvelous Barrastro, 81 years ago, April 13th, 1944, here on Classic Radio Theater. An episode of the Radio Guild comes up in just a moment.
If you go to a home fallout shelter, stay there during the immediate emergency, unless you hear an explosion that breaks windows. If you do, check to make sure nothing in your home is burning, and there are no other fires close to your home that might endanger you.
Let's roll on here with an episode of the Radio Guild from 85 years ago, April 13th, 1940. A fantasy for radio, The Ineffable Essence of Nothing.
The Radio Guild offers this evening the third successive play by Ranald R. McDougall. The last 2 weeks, Mr. McDougall has given us new plays, never heard before. But for tonight, he has persuaded us to broadcast again a little something which he turned out in the fall of 1938, and which, in a fit of dissatisfaction, he perpetuated in a revised form later in the same year. It is called The Ineffable Essence of Nothing. The play proved most successful in 1938, and we've had many requests for its repetition. So here we go with Ranald McDougall's fantasy for radio, The Ineffable Essence of Nothing.
What in the name of... How very peculiar. Oh, stop a minute, Pendennis.
Oh, yes, sir.
That shop there, the antique shop. You ever seen it before?
No, sir. Can't say I have.
Nor can I. Strange. That sign on the window. How does that read to you?
It says The Ineffable Essence of Nothing.
Now, what in the topsy-turvy world does that mean?
Don't know, sir.
The Ineffable Essence of Nothing. That means nothing. Nothing at all. Now, how the deuce can a man sell nothing and make a living at it?
Don't know, sir.
Well, I'm going to find out. Oh, you can drive on home, Pendennis. Tell Mrs. Castle that I'll be there in plenty of time for dinner.
Oh, very well, sir.
The Ineffable Essence of Nothing.
And with this beginning, the National Broadcasting Company presents the second version of an unusual play rewritten for this occasion by Ranald R. McDougall. The play, a fantasy, is called The Ineffable Essence of Nothing and refers, as you know, to the sign that Mr. Castle saw in the window of a mysterious antique shop. But now, let's return to our story and to Mr. Castle, who is still standing where we left him.
What an odd-looking little place. I don't recall ever having seen it before. That sign. Strange, but it seems vaguely familiar. Yet it seems a trifle absurd. The Ineffable Essence of Nothing. I wonder what it really is. Well, there's one sure way of finding out, and that's by going in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Castle. I've been expecting you. You're delightfully prompt.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know a great many people and consequently a great many names.
Yes, but it's strange that you should know mine. I've never been in your shop before.
Quite true. Nevertheless, you're one of my best customers.
Well, I don't understand. Oh, perhaps you have a shop elsewhere in the city.
No. As a matter of fact, I have no shop at all.
Oh, well, come now, old fellow. What do you call this if it isn't a shop?
Do you often travel on this street, Mr. Castle?
Yes. Yes, I do. Why?
Have you ever seen this shop before?
No, I can't say that I have.
Nor can anyone say that they have, Mr. Castle. This shop does not exist.
What?
Merely a product of my imagination.
Well, you're to be congratulated on the vividness of your imagination. I'd have sworn that all these beautiful antiques were real. This lamp, for instance, and that rug, and the mirror over there.
Yes, the lamp was created by me for a young man named Aladdin. You may have heard of him.
Aladdin's lamp?
Yes, the rug is the well-known flying carpet.
What?
And the mirror was made by me for a young girl named Alice. Through the looking glass, if you remember.
Do you really mean to say that... Oh, it's impossible.
Oh, nothing is impossible, Mr. Castle. Incidentally, it was I who coined that phrase, nothing is impossible.
It's become a trifle overused.
Yes, I'm afraid so, but it's as true as it ever was.
I still don't understand. You say that I'm a customer of yours, but I don't remember ever having seen you before.
You never have, Mr. Castle.
Then what have I ever bought from you, Mr... what did you say was your name?
I didn't say, but it happens to be Mew. The Ineffable Essence of Nothing, sole proprietor, Mr. Mew.
If you don't mind, I'll call you just Mr. Mew.
I don't mind.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Mew, what have I ever bought from you?
The Ineffable Essence of Nothing.
What the devil is that?
Dreams, Mr. Castle. Long dreams, short dreams, and dreams of all description.
Well, you're the first insane shopkeeper I've ever had the pleasure to be dazzled by.
Oh, Mr. Castle, I can see that you do not believe that I sell dreams.
Well, Mr. Mew, perhaps if you were to give me a slight sample.
Very well. Close your eyes. Now, what do you see?
I see the most radiant, the most fascinating, the most ravishing.
Yes, she is beautiful, isn't she? One of my best dream girls. I only use her in the most difficult cases.
But all this is uncanny. It just can't happen. I must be dreaming.
Oh, no, I never give dreams away free of charge. And if you were dreaming, I'd surely know it.
Then it's some form of hypnosis. It must be.
You still do not believe me. Very well, then. If you'll allow me to examine my ledgers, I'll tell you some of the dreams I've sold you. May I?
By all means.
Castle. Here we are. Ackroyd Castle. Now, let's see. When you were 17, you dreamed of being the king of a South Sea island, 43 hours, 25 minutes, no charge for native girls.
A very commonplace dream, Mr. Mew.
Not at all.
Now, just what do you mean by that?
Well, I will admit that such a dream is not unusual in a lad of 17 years, but your particular dream combined all the more popular aspects of Robinson Crusoe and a Turkish harem. Yes, very ornate it was. I don't mind telling you, Mr. Castle, that was some order you put in. It taxed even my skill at fashioning dreams.
What was the name of that island?
It had no name. Dreams never do. Oh, I see you're trying to catch me out.
Oh, well, as you said yourself, everyone dreams of a desert island at one time or another. No, Mr. Mew, I'm afraid you'll have to give me a more concrete example than that.
Very well, then. When you were 22, you dreamed of marrying a motion picture star, 17 hours, 10 minutes.
Oh, come now, Mr. Mew.
Well, last night, you dreamed of taking a life. Murder, Mr. Castle. That's why you came in here today, to buy one of the guns you saw in my window, just under the sign which caught your attention. I put out a tray of guns to lure you in.
Now I do believe you, Mr. Mew.
You're a hard man to convince.
Now that you have convinced me?
I'd like to sell you a dream, another dream, to take the place of the one you had last night.
I don't want any more.
I'll give you a bargain price, Mr. Castle.
No.
I won't charge you any time at all. And when you're through with the dream I offer you, you'll be in your car as it was 15 minutes ago.
Well, what is it? Some sort of fairy tale, I suppose. Something on the style of Aladdin's lamp, no doubt?
No, I cannot give you the lamp, but I can offer you a doorway.
A doorway? What in the world would I do with a doorway?
You could walk through it.
What's so wonderful about that?
Oh, doorways are the most delightful things in the world, Mr. Castle. You never know what is on the other side of them until you go through. Take that doorway in the back there, for instance. That door with the curious carvings and metal handle. On the other side, there might be almost anything. A great adventure, a beautiful romance, and possibly death. Will you step through that doorway?
I have very little to lose. And I trust you, Mr. Mew.
Oh, it isn't a matter of trust. I can't guarantee that what you find on the other side will be altogether pleasant.
Then why should I go through?
Why not? Are you afraid?
Supposing I am.
Well, I would not think badly of you for that, Mr. Castle, but I give you my solemn promise that death is not waiting for you on the other side of that door.
There are worse things than death, they say.
That may be, but fortunately I know nothing of the things that are worse than death. Therefore, you see, I'm not in a position to include them in the dreams that I sell.
Well,
Why don't you step through that door, Mr. Castle?
Very well, Mr. Mew. I will.
Goodbye, Mr. Castle.
What do you mean?
After you step through the door, you'll never see me again. But before you go, let me give you this advice. When dreams are easily recognized as being dreams, all is well. But when they become too real, it is time to stop sleeping.
And what does that mean?
Step through the door and find out.
Give me another glass of off with a blooming big hunk of cheese. Right, absolutely right, yes, you're right.
If I ever gets me hands on her, I'll kill him, sure. No squid ain't ever fit my pocket and get away with it. No,
well, Sally, I won't sell it.
He shipped his third mate on the Bombay Prince.
What is this place?
You being funny?
Oh, I ask you, what is this place?
This is Mike's Cafe. What's the matter? Can't you read? There's a big sign over the door as you come in. The biggest and best electric sign in Cairo.
Cairo?
That's what I said.
But Cairo's in Egypt.
And where the hell do you think you are?
Good, I thought I was in London.
You're crazy, you're drunk. I don't care which, as long as you buy us something. If you're crazy, a little whiskey will make you easy to handle. If you're drunk, you'll just get drunker. What'll it be?
Oh, scotch and soda.
We're all out of scotch and soda.
Oh, very well. I don't care much.
Let the gentleman have some from my private bottle, Mike. Okay, Mr. Ackroyd.
Wait a minute. Who's that?
Lummy, you are crazy. That's Ackroyd the gambler. He's the most cunning, the most dishonest outcast in Cairo. Everybody knows him.
You said he was an outcast?
Yeah, he done something back home. About 10 years ago it was. Been here ever since. Drinks nothing but scotch.
And very good scotch it is.
I get the truth. He makes me order it for him every month.
What did he do back home?
It ain't healthy to ask so many questions, young'un.
But I'm interested.
Then supposing you ask him what he done back home.
Very well, I will.
Don't be a fool, young'un.
Oh, Mr. Ackroyd.
What do you want?
My name is Castle. I said my
I
name...
heard you. Sit down, Mr. Castle. And don't talk for a minute.
I just came over to thank you.
Shut up.
Now, look here, you...
My dear Mr. Castle, I've been known to be distinctly unpleasant with people who talk when I want them to be quiet. Now, shut up. I'm trying to think. Where do you come from?
London.
When?
Today.
How?
Well,
Don't lie. You didn't come by boat. There hasn't been any for a week. How did you get here?
I came through the shop of Mr. Mew.
What are you talking about?
That door over there. On the other side is an antique shop.
Ah, you're mad. There's nothing on the other side of that door but a particularly filthy street of Cairo. You're an out-and-out liar, Mr. Castle.
Now, look here, Mr. Aykroyd. Whether I'm in Cairo or London, you can't talk to me like that.
You seem to overlook the fact that I am talking to you like that.
And I say, why are you so frightened by me?
Am I frightened by you?
Yes. It shows in your eyes. And you were disturbed when you heard my name was Castle. What does the name of Castle mean to you? Who are you?
Offhand, I should say it was you who should offer explanations. Well, who are you?
I've already told you. My name is Aykroyd Castle.
Aykroyd Castle?
So I've said.
Mr. Castle, listen carefully. I cannot stress too greatly the importance of your doing as I say. Believe me, I do not exaggerate when I say that your very life hinges on your actions in the next few minutes. Do you understand?
Well, what is it you want me to do?
I have a suite of rooms upstairs. I want you to get up quietly and walk up those stairs over there. I'll be right behind you. So, be careful.
Why exactly are you interested in me?
Up those stairs, Mr. Castle. And now, into that room, Mr. Castle.
The door is closed.
Well?
I'd feel more comfortable if you opened it. I don't trust doorways any too much, Mr. Aykroyd.
Very well.
Now, Mr. Aykroyd, would you mind explaining what this is all about?
Mr. Castle, there's something very strange about you. As a matter of fact, you're a picture. A picture of me. Your voice and your face are like mine were 10 years ago. And your name is Castle.
What do you mean?
Back in 1940...
This is 1940.
This is 1951. What are you talking about?
Oh, yes, I'm beginning to see it. I beg your pardon. Sometimes I get confused.
I've noticed that.
You were saying...
I was saying back in 1940, my name was Castle. Aykroyd Castle.
What?
Yes. I had to leave England hurriedly. I got into a little trouble.
Unless I'm very much mistaken, Mr. Aykroyd, you committed murder.
You just condemned yourself to death, Mr. Castle. For 10 years I have lived in haste and in fear, waiting for a tap on the shoulder which never came until today. During those 10 years, I have had the opportunity to promise myself that I would not be taken easily. Do you understand me?
Yes, you mean you'll kill me first. But that doesn't cause me any particular concern at the moment.
No?
No. Mr. Aykroyd, would it alarm you if I were to tell you that you don't exist?
I suppose that is why you pity me.
You don't believe me any more than I believe Mr. New.
Oh, come, mister. Whatever your real name is, why all this pretense? What do you hope to gain by it?
Nothing. The ineffable essence of nothing, in fact.
The ineffable essence of nothing? What the devil is that?
That, my dear Mr. Aykroyd, is you. You're nothing, less than nothing, as a matter of fact. A zero is nothing, but at least it has tangibility and a basis in truth. You have tangibility, but your only basis in truth is the fact that I might have committed a murder had I never seen you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It isn't important that you know. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not of the police. My only interest in you is the interest one has in seeing around a corner. I am you, Mr. Aykroyd, but you're not I, and you never will be. I'll take good care of that.
Stop talking in senseless riddles. Who are you? And what do you want of me?
My name, as I told you, is Aykroyd Castle.
I am Aykroyd Castle.
We're both Aykroyd Castle.
What?
I am he as he is, and you are he as he would be. I'm real, but you are only the shadow of coming events. No, you'll never exist, Mr. Aykroyd. And that's why I pity you.
You're mad. Such things do not happen. You're trying to make me...
Aykroyd! What's the matter, Aykroyd? Is it the police?
Stay out of this, Olga. It doesn't concern you.
But I heard quarreling. Who's that man?
What's the matter with you? You act as though you'd seen a ghost.
Perhaps I have. That man, he is... Oh, it can't be.
Can't be what? Am I the only sane person in this room?
That man is the person I fell in love with 10 years ago.
What's the matter with you, you fool? You fell in love with me.
Look at him, Aykroyd. Can't you see? Who is this man who looks so much like you?
He says he is me.
And so I am.
Mr. Castle, you're beginning to bore me. I suppose you know I must, let us say, dispose of you.
By all means, let us say, dispose of me.
Aren't you a trifle frightened at the prospect?
Should I be?
You're either a very brave man or a stupid fool. Whichever you are, it doesn't change my plans for you.
You probably won't understand, Mr. Aykroyd, but nothing you can say or do will frighten me.
Really? And why not?
Because you're merely a product of the very active imagination of a certain Mr. Mew.
Oh, we're back again to that, are we?
Yes, and this time I'm going to prove that you and I are the same person.
Very well. You have my permission. Prove to me that you and I are the same person.
When we were 15, Mr. Aykroyd, you and I, we tried to enlist in the army and gave our ages 18 using the name of, let me see, I think it was the headmaster at school. Tarbell? That's it, Tarbell.
How did you know? I never told...
You never told anyone. Nor did you ever tell anyone about the time you fell and cut your knee while out of bounds. You didn't even tell your mother, but you still have that scar on your knee, Mr. Aykroyd.
Olga, get out of here.
You're beginning to be frightened, aren't you, Mr. Aykroyd? You're beginning to realize that you and I are the same person, 10 years apart.
It can't be. I am real. Look, I have blood and flesh as strong as yours.
But I have the soul. No, Mr. Aykroyd, you don't exist and you never will. I'll take good care of that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I won't listen to any more. You're trying to drive me mad.
No, I'm merely trying to explain to you.
Be quiet. Be quiet. If you say any more, I'll kill you.
You can't even do that. You're a poor, harmless shadow.
Shadow, am I? Harmless, am I? We'll see.
Aykroyd, don't shoot! The police!
Damn the police!
And so you see, Mr. Aykroyd, by testing my reality, you've destroyed yourself. Just as a soap bubble bursts when it touches a brick wall.
Don't understand. Aimed for you. How did I hit myself?
I don't know exactly. Perhaps it's because you are less real than I am. Or perhaps the dream is beginning to bore Mr. Mew and he wishes to end it quickly. Well, it's done with now.
Smug, aren't you? Well, not sorry. Not sorry for anything. I've had a certain amount of fun. Don't regret it. Except you, Olga.
I did love you once, Aykroyd.
A long time ago, wasn't it? That day gave you a lift in the car. Didn't know it would end like this. Strange way for a ride to end. Oh, business. Strange.
It's dead.
Yes. You know, I can't help feeling a trifle proud of the way I would have died. It's a very strange thought. We two were one, and yet he was a stranger to me. He lived 10 years of my life, but I shall never live. Queer. How did you come to meet him, Olga?
It was early summer. My car broke down on the road. He was passing by in his limousine. He was wealthy, you understand, and he stopped to give me a lift. That was the first time I met him.
It's all very odd. I don't see.
Somebody heard the shot. They think we killed him.
Well, I suppose we should get out of here for your sake, Olga. Doesn't matter a great deal to me. My life in Cairo is nearly done, I'm afraid.
No time to talk and crazy. You must get away from here. Come, I'll show you this way, quickly.
Where are we going?
Across the roof and down through one of the buildings onto another street. It's our only chance.
Wouldn't it be simpler if I stayed behind and let them catch me? They can do no harm.
Somewhere along here there's a door, a small wooden door with a brass handle. Somewhere in this passage. Hurry, we must find it. Oh, it's so dark. Feel along that wall. Hurry, please. It's our only way to the street.
Doorways certainly are playing an important part in my life today.
Here it is. I found it. It is dark. I can't open it. It's got to open.
Perhaps it's locked.
It can't be locked. It mustn't be locked. But it is. Here, have me break it down.
That's not necessary. I'd open it without a key. There you are.
How could you do that?
Oh, never mind, Olga. You'd better run along if you're going to.
Oh, yes, of course. Down these stairs and we are safe. What are you waiting for?
I'm not going with you, Olga.
Why not? Are you mad? If they catch you...
I'm very interested in seeing what will happen when they catch me. So get along with you, my dear. Step through the doorway and close it behind you like a good little girl.
But I don't understand.
It isn't necessary, Olga. Just step through that door.
Well, if that's the way you want it. They're coming. Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye, Olga. Well, gentlemen, I've been expecting you. I haven't any gun.
Oh, yeah? Will you get your mind, Mr. Horace? I say we'll just see about that. Here, Poker, you ain't going to the glimmer while I run through his pocket.
Yeah, man. Give to me the flashlight.
Oh, must you shine that torch into my eyes?
Oh, so sorry, Your Highness. Pokey, aren't you got no respect for your betters? Where do you get off shining a torch at a member of the aristocracy?
Sorry, Your Excellency. I shine him elsewhere.
Wait a minute. Shine your torch on that door again.
Well, you ain't got no gun. Oh, I can find you some change in a blooming pencil sharpener. It's a cinch you didn't do Ackroyd in with no penknife.
That door. The curious carvings, the metal handle. It's the very same door I went through, the door from Mr. Mew's shop.
Oh, Lemmy, the bloke is off his chump. Here, you. What you do with the gun, eh?
Gun? What?
Yeah.
Oh, the gun Ackroyd was shot with.
What in here do you think I've been talking about? Where is it?
Well, I gave it to the girl. Yes. And she's waiting for you to open that door so she can let you have it.
Oh, she is she? Well, Ollie, supposing you open that there door, and if you get shot, why, we'll say a little prayer for you.
You really want me to open that door?
That's what I said, and hurry up about it.
Very well, then. I've a feeling I won't be seeing much of you after I step through, gentlemen. So I'll say goodbye.
No.
Thank you. You've done me a great service. Hereafter, I'll take care to buy all my dreams from you and from no one else.
Beg pardon, sir.
Huh? Yeah. And Dennis, is that you?
What, sir?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you. How'd I get in the car?
I don't understand, sir.
I remember going through the door, and now I'm in the car. What happened in between?
Well, I'm sure I don't know, sir. You just asked me to stop the car, and that's all.
Did I say anything about seeing a mysterious antique shop with a curious sign in the window?
No, sir, never a word. You just told me to stop the car, that's all you said, sir. Just tell me to stop the car. No antique shop round here, sir.
Yes, so there isn't. Well, you can start up again.
Very well, sir.
Oh, Pendennis.
Yes, sir?
How long was it before I spoke to you after I asked you to stop the car?
Well, sir, you just said, stop a minute, Pendennis. Then you stared out the window with a funny look on your face for a second or two, and then you mumbled something which I didn't hear, sir. That's all, so help me, sir.
Just a couple of seconds, eh? What was it Mr. Mew said about time?
I won't charge you any time at all, Mr. Castle. When you're through with the dream I offer you, you'll be in your car as it was 15 minutes ago.
I beg your pardon, sir, but... Well, is there anything wrong, sir?
Oh, no, I'm really quite all right, Pendennis. Now.
Oh, very good, sir. You had such a funny look on your face, sir.
Yes, Pendennis. I'm afraid I was dreaming. Or was it a dream? I wonder.
Look, sir. Someone having motor trouble up ahead.
What? Motor trouble? Oh, a woman, isn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. One of them foreign-looking females. Slinky type, sir. Shall we stop and give her a lift, sir?
No, absolutely not. Drive right on, Pendennis.
The Radio Guild has brought you tonight the second performance in its second version of The Ineffable Essence of Nothing, written and rewritten by Ranald R. McDougall. Appearing in the cast were Ian Martin as Mr. Castle, Eric Dressler as Mr. Mew, Ian McAllister as Pendennis, Howard Smith, the bartender, Harry Neville as Ackroyd, Lotta Stavisky as Olga, and Kay Lee as Nellie. This has been a presentation of the National Broadcasting Company, RCA Building, Radio City, New York.
I haven't heard many like that. Going back 85 years, April 13th, 1940, the Radio Guild here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on our next program, our Monday program, we'll get back to comedy with It Happens Every Spring, starring Ray Milland, a presentation of the Screen Directors Playhouse 75 years ago, April 14th, 1950. We'll kind of stay in a baseball vein with the Fred Allen Show from 1946 as a production of the Brooklyn Pinafore, starring baseball manager Leo DeRocher. Also, the Jimmy Durante Show from 1948. And an episode of Fibber and Molly from 1942. And then we'll wrap it all up with another episode of Lum and Abner. That's coming up on our Monday program. Tuesday, we'll spend 90 minutes with The Big Show, starring Tallulah Bankhead, Eddie Cantor, and Jack Carson. Also an episode of The Great Gildersleeve. That's all coming up here in the next couple of days here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Tyrone Power is next with Freedom USA.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Joni James. After nuclear attack, what radioactive fallout will be a potential threat to every living thing. You can't hear or smell or taste fallout. Often you can't see it, so you must take shelter and stay there until told it's safe to leave.
Screen star Tyrone Power was one of those people who discovered about doing radio shows in syndication, which is what this was, Freedom USA, a transcribed program that was probably recorded in batches, as many of them were. This Freedom USA episode, 73 years ago, April 13th, 1952, and the man who committed suicide.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to hear the story of a United States Senator. You are going behind the scenes of political Washington, into the Senate chambers, the cloakrooms, the private offices, the meetings, secret and public. The locale, the background, are factual. Only the names and the stories are fictional. This is Freedom USA. Starring Tyrone Power as the Senator of the United States, and featuring the voice of America's distinguished news commentator and Washington authority, Edwin C. Hill. Freedom USA, the story of your government today. In a moment, listen to Tyrone Power as Senator Dean Edwards in Freedom USA. Now, we present Freedom USA, starring Tyrone Power as Senator Dean Edwards and featuring the voice of Edwin C. Hill.
This is Edwin C. Hill, ladies and gentlemen, speaking to you from your nation's capital. Since a man is innocent until proved guilty by a jury of his peers, and since guilt by association, innuendo, and implication are police state methods and can destroy a man's reputation or his life's work, Your Congressional Investigating Committee sometimes convene in closed session. The temporary chairman of one such investigating committee is young Senator Dean Edwards. And the committee, inquiring into possible fraud and collusion in the complex structure of the defense effort, is now in session, behind closed doors, without benefit of press or public. On the stand, nervous and with rapidly shifting eyes, Everett E. Callanan faces a barrage of questions.
Then there's the matter of your salary, Mr. Callanan, which amounts to $6,750 a year.
That's right.
You have been working for 14 years in Washington, and this is the highest level your salary has reached.
My salary, yes.
Your salary, yes. But you have other sources of income.
I have my counting work in the evenings, on Sundays and holidays.
Astonishing, Mr. Callanan. It must be a very lucrative part-time employment. It provides you with a $35,000 home in Georgetown, 2 servants, 2 cars, 3 cars, counting your son's convertible, which he uses at college.
You make it seem like
fraud, Mr. Callanan.
Well, it's not true.
What is your part-time work?
I'm an accountant.
Who do you work for?
I don't see why I must tell you all of these things.
It was your privilege to have a lawyer present. You didn't want one.
I didn't have anything to hide.
Then do you now?
No, I don't have anything to hide.
Well, who are some of the concerns you work for part-time?
Different ones all the time.
Well, just give us a few names. Not all of them, just a few. Mr. Callanan, if you don't want to answer, you have recourse to the Fifth Amendment.
No.
You don't want to answer?
Yes, I'll answer anything. I haven't anything to hide, I told you.
Tell the committee. Tell us the names of some of the firms for whom you do part-time accounting work.
Century Construction Company, Apex Concrete Block Manufacturing, Fullerton Die Casting. Well, why do you pick on me? In your own minds, you've already convicted me without evidence, without
The reason we're conducting this hearing behind closed doors is to protect you, Mr. Callanan.
Protect me from what? Slander? Smear? There's no protection against that. What have I done?
You've been mixed up in several contract awards which were not in the best interests of our defense effort.
Yes, you keep on saying that, but it isn't true. There's only one mistake that I made. That was 14 years ago, coming here to Washington, trying to be patriotic, working for a small salary when I could be making 5 times as much in private industry.
Oh, you really made sacrifices. Your whole family has suffered.
I'll tell you now, my reputation is as important to me as yours is to you, any of you. Destroy my reputation, you might as well destroy me.
Maybe you destroyed it yourself, Mr. Callanan. We want to learn how the Fullerton Die Casting Company got an allotment of steel for non-defense orders. Can you tell us that?
I don't know how.
We want to know how another company you work part-time for, one you didn't mention, Sabre Construction Company, how they bought 6 million tons of steel scrap when the steel industry itself couldn't find any to purchase.
How would I know?
Maybe it's just coincidence you work for them.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Callanan. We've been seeking your cooperation on a matter that's vital to the nation's safety. You've been very reluctant. Now we're going to turn you over to the proper authorities for investigation. We're going to find out all about you. We're going to find out how much you paid for your breakfast 6 years ago Wednesday morning, what you ate, and where you got the money to pay for it. That's all for now, Mr. Callanan.
What about it, Senator?
Nothing yet.
Are you through questioning him? Certainly you can tell us that.
We're through for now.
Then we can quote you as saying he's cleared?
No, you can't.
Well, that must mean you've turned his case over to the T-men.
Kincaid, you ought to know better. No comment.
No comment necessary, Senator. Thanks for the yarn. Be seeing you around.
But Kincaid, I don't want...
Thanks again, Senator. Got some typing to do.
Well, it's busted loose. The papers are full of you, Mr. Callanan.
Yes, I know, Judge Parker, and I don't like it.
Huh?
Well, the reporters have saddled Callanan with the burden of guilt even before trial. Even before investigation, really. Might just as well not have been a closed session.
See what you mean?
I don't like being part of this guilt by association.
Well, keep thinking like that, Dean, and you'll ruin your digestion. You aren't part of it. You can't control what the papers want to publish.
Well, they can be awfully cruel.
Well, don't think they're out of line in this case. Callanan's guilty, isn't he?
Huh? Oh, sure. Of course he's guilty.
Sorry, the senator hasn't
arrived yet?
No comment. Good morning, Senator.
Who was that?
Another reporter.
Oh, another reporter.
Seen the papers this morning, Senator?
No, Ginger, I saw them last night. If Senator Raleigh calls, tell him...
He's already called 3 times.
What?
You ought to look at the morning papers, Senator.
Oh, what's so...
Here, read it for yourself.
Suicide.
Uh-huh.
Kill himself. Why did he kill himself?
There must have been depths of corruption you didn't even begin to touch.
Callanan said, if you destroy my reputation, you might just as well destroy me.
One thing, there's no doubt now about his guilt. An innocent man doesn't commit suicide.
Destroy his reputation. We tried to protect him. The papers...
Senator, you don't believe you're in any way responsible.
A headline last night said, Senator Edwards gets Callanan. I got him all right, didn't I, Ginger? Thanks. Here you are.
Evening, Senator.
Oh, hello, Kincaid. I didn't see you there in the shadows.
I've been trying to find you all day. Had to waylay you here in front of your residence.
No comment on Callanan's suicide, Kincaid.
Okay. Kind of hit you, Senator.
Kind of.
Self-recriminations and all that.
Yes.
Why?
Now, you should know better than I. Tell me, Kincaid, don't you have any twinges of conscience?
No.
Well, it can't be that you're tough.
No, practical. Because I wrote some stories about Callanan. I write stories every day. If I had to worry whether or not some crackpot would go out and kill himself because of what I'd written, I'd give up my job.
Is that advice for a freshman senator?
No. Now, what makes you so darn sensitive? He was guilty, wasn't he?
That isn't the point, Kincaid.
How do you know what the point is? Maybe you don't even know 1/10 of the things he's guilty of.
I don't know anything. I only suspect.
Yeah. Well, unless the guy's sick, he isn't going to kill himself if he's innocent.
Is that why he took his life? Because he was sick?
I don't know all the reasons.
It couldn't be that because of the newspapers, the people of the country believed him guilty. And that was the same as if he were guilty.
If it bothers you, find out.
It couldn't be that he felt his life, his career, everything he'd worked for was ruined, whether he was really guilty or not.
Like I said, why don't you find out?
I'm going to, Kincaid. Thanks.
Yes?
Mrs. Callanan, may I speak with you for a few minutes?
Who are you?
Senator Edwards.
Oh, all right, come in.
Thank you. Mrs. Callanan.
Senator, please don't commiserate with me.
I came here to...
Will you sit down?
No, thank you. I won't take up much of your time. I only wanted to tell you that regardless of whether your husband was guilty or not...
It just happens he wasn't.
Well, what I wanted to say was that regardless of whether he was or wasn't, it was unfair to condemn him the way the press did.
All right, Senator. I understand you.
And if there's anything...
No, nothing.
Well, thank you.
You don't want to know the truth, though, do you?
Do you know the truth, Mrs. Callanan?
I've lived with Everett for 22 years. Do you think that should qualify me as an expert on the kind of man he was?
Yes, perhaps it does.
He never did a dishonest thing in his life. Everything he did for me, for the children, was to protect us. Even
this last thing he did?
He wrote a note. Do you want to read it, Senator Edwards?
I
think you should. You were the chairman of the Senate committee, weren't you? I think you should. Here.
In the interests of you, my dear, and of our children, This, then, is the better way. Not that I am guilty or ashamed of a single thing I have done, but because there will be no peace in life if I continue on. I am guilty only by smear, but the suspicions and innuendos will continue as long as I live, no matter how completely I am cleared. This way I clean the slate for you and the children. This way is the only way now.
Still think he's guilty, Senator?
I think the press should see this.
Why? To hurt you? To hurt others? Will it bring Everett back?
I think it should be publicized. May I?
Do you think any of it matters to me?
It matters a great deal to me.
My son. My daughters.
It matters to them, too. May I?
I didn't want to prolong it all. I don't want his name dragged down and down.
When the newspapers publish this letter, I don't think it will drag your name down. But it may drag others down. Maybe my own. Because I'm guilty now.
Now, back to Tyrone Power, starring as Senator Dean Edwards in Freedom, USA, and the second act of our story.
Edwin C. Hill, ladies and gentlemen, and the latest developments in the Callanan case. Here on Capitol Hill, with the publication of Everett Callanan's suicide note, the shift in public opinion continues, gaining strength with each passing hour. For now, there are those who come boldly forth to say what a prince of a fellow Callanan was. There are those with whom he worked, who knew all along that Callanan never was guilty, that his honesty and integrity were always of the highest order. Well, maybe it's human nature to be forgiving, and perhaps it's human nature to always jump on the bandwagon, but this tragedy may serve a useful function, to make all of us more careful about pointing the finger of accusation.
Flight 23 leaving at gate 7. Flight 23 at gate 7.
Senator Edwards' office. Good afternoon.
Ginger.
Oh, hello, Senator. I have some messages here.
They'll have to wait, Ginger.
Aren't you coming back to the office today?
No, that's what I called you about. I'm going to be out of town until Friday.
Out of town?
My plane's loading now.
But what'll...
In case anything important comes up, you can reach me at the Apex Concrete Block Manufacturing Company. You have the address.
Yes. All right, Senator. Happy landing.
Goodbye, Ginger. As general manager of Apex, Mr. Carter, you must have known Everett Callanan.
Yes, I know him.
What was the nature of his work for you?
He set up our present system of bookkeeping.
Uh-huh. How long ago was this, Mr. Carter?
About 18 months ago.
You paid him for his work?
Yes.
Do you have access to information that will tell me exactly how much you paid him?
Yes, it was $6,500. I looked it up yesterday for the Treasury men.
The T-men?
Yes, they're investigating all of Callanan's activities. Maybe we can save a lot of time, Senator. I can tell you in a few words everything I told them.
Oh, please.
Callanan performed a service for us. I might say the money we paid him was well spent. When he was finished, he got his check. We haven't been in contact with him since.
I see. And his work had only to do with your auditing system?
Only? It's quite an only. Our business runs with twice the efficiency. It was more than 5 months after Callanan had completed his work for us that we entered bids for defense contracts. He had absolutely no connection whatsoever with those bids, then or since.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. That's what I wanted to find out. Hello, Ginger?
Where are you, Senator. You said you'd be at Apex, and the operator said you're calling.
I had to make a few more stops, Ginger. I'm taking the night plane back to Washington.
All right, Senator. See you in the morning.
Senator, this is off the record. I'm not a reporter, and you aren't talking for publication. This office we're sitting in is in limbo somewhere, and Ginger's not letting any calls come in. Now what?
Still no twinge of conscience, Kincaid?
No.
I proceeded on the assumption Callanan was guilty. If I had a twinge about his exposure when I was sure he was guilty, how do you think I feel now that evidence points to his innocence?
You had a job to do. You did it.
All I can think of is a man taking his life.
All right, so what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Well, I suggest with the frame of mind you're in, you don't do anything for a while. You need a little perspective.
I guess I need something.
Coming. Well, Dean, come in.
Good evening, Judge.
You look tired, son. Sit down.
Thanks.
Tried to get in touch with you since you got back from your trip. What have you been doing?
Thinking.
That's what I figured.
On my trip, Judge, visiting factories and defense plants, I learned I was instrumental in condemning an innocent man.
So now you think you're not entitled to be in a position of trust, a position where you can cause so much suffering.
Well, I've been thinking about it.
Have you thought about all the good you do also? Dean, I know exactly how you feel and how you think. That comes to all of us, these moments of doubt. Are we doing the right thing? Are we in the course of our duties creating suffering or injustice?
I've already created it, Judge.
You're a man of conscience and humility, Dean. That's good. They're good qualities. But you mustn't let them destroy your objectivity.
Objectivity. Perspective. They're nice words.
Dean, I remember a time I was sitting in judgment on a particularly complex civil suit. The evidence, both pro and con, was convincing, and I knew I'd be forced to make a decision, and that decision might be the wrong one.
I would think it'd weigh heavily.
It did. And I can say to this day I made the right decision. The decision Solomon might have made, or an omnipotence greater than mine might have made. But I was presiding, and it was my job to make it.
Uh-huh.
Afterwards, a friend said to me, you made your decision based on your own convictions, honesty, and integrity. Why then have all these doubts and worries and attacks of conscience?
Now, Judge, as always, you have words of comfort.
And I suppose they make a little sense, too.
Suppose I think I'm doing the right thing and it turns out wrong. Can I turn my head away? Does that relieve me of all responsibility?
Dean, do you expect to go through life without making a single mistake?
I hope I never make another one like this.
Hi, Ginger.
Hello, Kincaid. Looking for the senator?
Mm-hmm. Okay if I go in?
He's not there. Hasn't been in much last few days.
Hit him pretty hard,
Pretty.
Growing pains.
Kincaid.
It's got to be growing pains. He lets it get him down, it'll warp his whole outlook. Where is he now?
He got a call from the Treasury Bureau. He's over there. I only hope they've got some good news for a change.
So far, incomplete. But we've covered nothing in connection with any reputable concern which smells of fraud or collusion.
That's what I found out. Callanan gets a clean bill of health. With those I've been able to contact, anyway.
Some you weren't able to contact?
Yes. One was Townley.
Townley Griggs Incorporated.
That's right, and
Acme Fowler?
Sounds like I duplicated your work.
Those companies and a few more are now defunct.
I guess Callanan's genius at bookkeeping and auditing didn't help them.
About Callanan's income tax returns, we've checked them against payments and royalties from concerns now in business.
All in order.
All in order.
Well, Mr. Ferguson, I guess we can save the taxpayers further expense. Let's call off the investigation.
This thing has stood up a lot of publicity, Senator.
I should think it has. Now, at least for the sake of Callanan's family, we ought to let it die down.
Maybe for the taxpayers' sake, we better keep on.
What do you mean?
These defunct corporations, Senator. Callanan did work for them, but he never reported any income.
Was he paid?
Well, we'll have to make a complete check. Might take 2 or 3 years to get the full story.
But you suspect?
More than suspect, Senator. Those corporations are what we call the Johnny-come-latelys, the get-rich-quickers. They've been plaguing the defense effort. On the books of several of them, we find the name of Everett Callanan. Not as an employee, but as an executive.
Oh?
Yeah, he was a clever man with a book, Senator. He could make them sit up and do handsprings. Mind you, I'm not making any accusations, but I think it would be worthwhile continuing the investigation.
I see. Well...
Also, we received word from our special investigators just this morning.
Special investigators?
Well, you set the wheels in motion, Senator, remember? Mrs. Callanan has several safety deposit boxes in New York City banks.
Mrs. Callanan?
Under her maiden name, but they're hers, all right. Contain quite a bit of cash. Bills in large denomination. I heard you've been under the weather, Senator.
There seems to be a slight clearing of the clouds. And the reason he committed suicide...
Well, the way I see it, he was probably trying to stop the investigation, protecting his family, and the money his wife had hidden away. I guess you can relax now, Senator.
On the contrary, Mr. Ferguson. Callanan might have been innocent. I'll never forget that. As long as I hold other people's lives and reputations in my hands, I'll never forget it.
This is Edwin C. Hill, ladies and gentlemen. With the team men and special investigators continuing to probe Everett Callanan's activities, once again the committee headed by Senator Dean Edwards is in session. The investigation into fraud and collusion in connection with defense mobilization will continue. In an interview with this commentator just an hour ago, Senator Edwards said, and I quote, "I am gratified that the committee has been vindicated in the case of Everett Callanan. We have always tried to operate for the protection of the accused. From now on, we're going to be doubly careful," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to add that the Callanan case has served to underscore the fact that we can all be grateful for the courage and devotion to duty of public servants like Senator Dean Edwards.
Our star, Tyrone Power, will return in just a moment.
This is Tyrone Power. I like America because it really is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Free in thought, free in speech, free in deed. Brave in spirit, brave in battle, and brave in conception. As long as the free and the brave continue to go hand in hand, there will be no place for those who try to use our freedoms for their own purposes, to take them away from the rest of us. Let's keep it this way. Freedom and bravery side by side, enriching and nourishing each other.
Next week, may we invite you to again visit our national capital for another absorbing episode of Freedom, USA, starring Tyrone Power. In the interest of good government, we urge you to listen to these important stories from Washington, D.C. Freedom, USA.
talked about Tyrone Power in the past, we have not mentioned Edwin C. Hill for a while, who was the, if you call it, narrator. He was a newsman. He was a legit newsman. He worked for a number of New York newspapers, including the New York Sun. He also directed Fox Film Corporation newsreels. And then in the 1930s, the early 30s, he went into radio journalism. He did shows on news events and wrote a nationally syndicated column published by the Literary Digest and the Hearst newspaper chain. And then he worked for Columbia, CBS, NBC, ABC, and did a number of news programs. And then he also wrote a number of books as well. Primarily remembered as a commentator and journalist, and while he was grounded in print, he actually was one of the forerunners in dealing with radio news. Edwin C. Hill, the commentator of the program Freedom USA, starring Tyrone Power, 73 years ago, April 13th, 1952, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. If you'd like to support the program, go to classicradio.stream, and you can find all sorts of information there. Coming up next, we'll go to the CBS Radio Workshop.
Two weeks, 14 days, 326 hours. Every second that your family could be exposed to radiation after a nuclear attack. Radiation that kills.
To survive, a fallout shelter is a necessity. Equipment and supplies are essential.
Now, Survive All Shelters, one of the nation's leading manufacturers of fallout shelters, offers a basic equipment kit with
a Conelrad high-powered radio, transistor-operated for long battery life.
A complete, fully stocked first aid kit.
A heavy-duty fire extinguisher, emergency water containers, a chemical toilet for protection against contamination and disease.
Extra-strength Saran and Rayon bunks.
A radiation meter and individual dosimeters.
For protection every second of each hour of every day. See a Survive All Shelter now.
We roll on now with Classic Radio Theater and an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop. This goes back 69 years to April 13th, 1956. An Aldous Huxley, Christopher Isherwood story, with Isherwood narrating, actually, this episode of the Workshop. Vic Perrin and Virginia Gregg star in Jacob's Hands.
This is Christopher Isherwood. The story you're about to hear was written by Aldous Huxley and myself. It's based on a true incident, and it has never before been told. It concerns a man who had a gift greater than he could understand, a gift so unique that when it was shared by others, it destroyed them.
CBS Radio, a division of the Columbia Broadcasting System, and its 217 affiliated stations present the CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind. Tonight, Jacob's Hands, an original news story by Aldous Huxley and Christopher Isherwood. We are proud to have Mr. Isherwood as our narrator. Original music composed and conducted by Jerry Goldsmith.
On a small ranch in the Mojave Desert, not far from the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains, is the home of Professor Arnold Carter, his sister, and his daughter, retired now to this medically approved climate, nourished by the warmth of the sun. The professor lives quietly with his family and his bitterness.
Shut the door!
Look, Father.
Where have you been?
Aren't they lovely? Almond blossoms, the first of the year.
Get them out of here. You want to bring on another attack of my asthma?
I'm sorry, Father. Do you mind if I practice my singing?
I can stand it if you can. Where were you at lunchtime, Sharon?
Outside, looking for flowers.
With Jacob, I'll wager.
Good afternoon, Aunt Annie.
Were you with Jacob, Sharon?
What's wrong with that? Jacob wouldn't hurt a flea.
Jacob is a hired hand. And you're the daughter of a fine scholar. Don't you ever forget it.
That's silly. He's just a friend.
What your aunt means, Sharon, is you're a grown lady now. You've got to learn to be cautious. Things can happen.
To a cripple? To a girl who walks around on crutches?
Annie, see if there's some lunch left over for Sharon.
Self-pity. Look at her. Dirt on her shoes. Wash up, young lady, if you expect to eat in this house.
Well, who is it? All right, I'm coming.
It's me, Professor Tom Pierce.
Oh, I'll come out. You here to look at my calf, Tom?
Whatever looking I can do. The way you talk, Professor, it's a waste of time.
Well, come along. We'll see.
All right. What kind of shape is she in?
Her hind legs are paralyzed. She's got a high fever.
Yeah, could be the black quarter.
She's over here, Tom. Tried to keep her away from the other animals. We never can be sure. Jacob, what are you doing with that calf?
Just looking after her, Professor.
Didn't I tell you to leave her alone? The disease might be contagious.
Here, let me have a look, Jacob. She been collapsed like this long?
Since yesterday.
Well, I guess that's it, Professor. Black quarter, all right.
All right. Jacob, get the rifle.
Jacob!
Sharon, stay back at the house.
You can't shoot a thing just because it's lame.
Did you hear me? I said go back to the house.
You'd better go back, Sharon. It isn't pleasant.
Before you do it, Professor, can I keep her for a minute?
What?
Can I hold the calf?
Are you crazy? Get my gun. Let's not hear any more of this claptrap.
You're not going to die. I won't let you die.
Why? Why are you touching her, Jacob?
I won't let you die. I won't.
Take your hands off my calf. Do you hear?
You won't die. You won't die.
Jacob, the calf's on her feet.
What did you do to that calf? I demand to know.
I don't know.
Well, you must have done something, Jacob. She's on her feet now. Her hind legs move.
It's not anything I did. It just came to me, a feeling, something I could feel moving into my hands.
That's ridiculous. That calf wasn't sick to begin with.
Oh, I examined him. I say he was sick. Jacob here, he's a healer.
He's no such thing. You think as a scientist I could
Just the same, I'm going to try him out. Listen here, Jacob, I got me a lame dog down at my place. You try it on him?
I guess so, if you want.
Yeah, and there's others around here might like to see this thing work.
Nonsense. You're making too much of it. Jacob, give that calf some water. And you, Sharon, come in the house.
And Jacob healed the dog and a cat from another nearby ranch. And the following week, a colt said to be suffering from an incurable disease. And the editor of the local newspaper.
Jacob, open the door. There's a man here to see you. Ed Burton from the paper.
I'd like to speak to you, Mr. Erickson. All right. There's a lot of talk around. Some of our folks seem to think that you have the power to heal. Is that right?
Well, Jacob, answer Mr. Burton.
I guess so. Sometimes it happens. I touch an animal, a dog or a calf, and he seems to get well. I see. And do you charge money for this healing? No, sir, I couldn't do that. Why not? Because, well, it isn't mine. Whatever this thing is, it just comes over me. A strange feeling, I don't know. First I feel it in my hands, then it passes on to the animal. It's quite a story, Mr. Erickson. I'd like to write it up. I think everybody should know about this power. All right with you? Sure, if that's what you want to do, I don't mind. Thanks, Mr. Erickson. Good day.
I'm going to write some friends of mine in L.A. to drive up. Prominent doctors, both of them. I think they could settle this whole business once and for all.
A good idea. I'd like to do a follow-up piece when they get here.
Ed, do you really believe in this nonsense?
Now, Professor, do I believe in Santa Claus?
Jacob, this is Dr. Marlowe and Dr. Carruthers.
How do you do, Mr.
How do you
Erickson?
do?
Pleased to meet you.
Now, Jacob, these gentlemen merely want to talk to you. As doctors, they're naturally curious about your power to heal.
We certainly are, Mr. Erickson. Dr. Carruthers is an outstanding psychiatrist. My field is neuropathology. Professor Carter and I were at Chicago University together.
Before the loss of my health, I was professor of biology at Chicago. You didn't know that, did you, Jacob?
No, sir.
Mr. Erickson, I'm frankly skeptical about so-called miracle cures. Have to be in my profession. I'm sure you understand that.
Well, I just don't know. All this talk and everything. If you don't mind, I'd just as soon not...
Jacob, no one is going to hurt you.
Of course not. Well...
All right, Doctor. You may proceed.
Mr. Erickson, here we have a rabbit. Oh, not just any rabbit. This poor little fellow happens to be quite ill. Cancer of the lung. But, sir, Please, let me finish. In most cases of so-called faith healing, we find the illness to be hysterical in nature. That is to say, though there is an actual and very real physical illness, its basic origin is in the mind of the sufferer.
Release the tension, and you often release the illness. Hence a so-called miracle cure.
Now, Mr. Erickson, we obtained this rabbit from a laboratory. We know the animal's disease. It is entirely organic in nature. We ask you to cure it. But I don't cure things. It's this feeling that comes into my hands.
Yes, we understand all that, Jacob, but whatever it is, you seem to impress some people of our neighborhood. Why not let these two gentlemen in on it? They're men of science, Jacob.
Yes, sir. Only I don't know if anything will happen. Sometimes it doesn't. There was a hen last week up at Tillman's, and We understand, Mr. Erickson. You just do it any way you like. We have plenty of time.
Here you are, Mr. Erickson.
Go ahead, Jacob. Talk to it.
You're going to get well. You're going to get well. I won't let you die. I won't let you.
Well, Jacob?
You're going to get well. You're going to get well. I won't let you die. I won't let you die. I won't.
Gentlemen?
May I examine the rabbit, Mr. Erickson?
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's very interesting how you stroke the back of the animal. You have a great gentleness in your hands.
Everyone around here says Jacob is a very talented young man. They believe in him.
Well, if there is any difference, I can't detect it. Of course, we'll have to dissect the animal when we get back to L.A. to be sure, but it appears...
You're not going to cut him open.
Naturally. You want to be absolutely sure before we pass judgment.
But to kill the rabbit just to
Mr.
find out...
Erickson,
the rabbit will die anyway. Well, Arnold, we appreciate your letting us in on this.
Yes, it was a wonderful opportunity. You don't often get to test these things firsthand. Well, we'd better be getting back. Long drive, you know.
I certainly do appreciate your coming out. It's been a real pleasure for me. And I feel a lot better.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
You boys go on out to the car. I'll join you in just a moment. Jacob?
Yes, sir?
I think you'd better pack your things. You're fired.
Who is it?
It's me, Jacob. Sharon. Can I talk to you?
Oh, I guess so, only it's kind of messy in here.
Oh, I don't mind.
Your father wouldn't like it if he knew that...
Shh. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. I heard what happened today. I'm sorry, Jacob.
They don't understand. They wouldn't listen.
I understand.
You do?
It wasn't your fault. It just didn't happen, that's all. Where will you go now, Jacob?
I don't know.
You know where I'd go if I could.
Where?
To Los Angeles.
Oh, me, I was in cities before. I didn't like it.
Where? What cities?
Well, when I was in the Army, they shipped me overseas from New York. It was noisy and crowded. So was Paris.
Paris? Oh, they have the opera there, Jacob. Imagine if I could sing in Paris at the opera. A great stage and people in fancy clothes. And a girl on crutches singing opera.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Everybody in the audience would laugh.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't think of your leg at all. I'd be listening to your voice, and looking at your face. And...
Jacob.
Yes?
What if you could cure my leg?
Sharon.
I mean, it isn't as though it was deformed or anything. It isn't. It's just lame, like the dog you cured. Oh, please, will you try for me?
But I couldn't.
Why?
Well, don't you see? People and animals, they're not the same. I loved animals all my life. I understand them.
Do I mean less to you than a dog?
But that was different.
Why? Because animals can't talk back to you? Do you like me, Jacob?
Yes.
I mean a real whole lot?
Yes.
Then cure me.
I don't know how.
Kneel down. Take my foot. Take it in your hands.
But Sharon,
Now do it. Do what you did to the calf and to the dog and to the colt. Jacob, don't you see you have the power to make me well? I'm begging you. I want to walk. Do it for me, Jacob, please.
Don't let her limp anymore. She's going to get well. She's going to get strong and well.
I'm going to get well. I know it. I'm going to get well.
She's going to get well. She won't be lame anymore. She'll walk like everyone else. She'll walk again. She's getting well now. The lameness is leaving her, and she's getting well.
Jacob! I can walk! Look at me! Look at me! I'm walking! Jacob! Oh, Jacob!
Sharon.
Oh, it's the happiest night of my life. Look at the night. At the beautiful, beautiful night. 1,000,000 stars all shining for me. I own this night. I own the world. Jacob, it's mine now.
I can heal. I can heal people.
I'm going to walk and run and dance the rest of my life. Jacob.
What?
When you leave here tomorrow, I'm going with you.
No, but you can't run
I'm
away.
going with you.
Sharon, no, you can't.
But I am. You're going to take me to Los Angeles, Jacob. And I'm going to sing and dance the rest of my life.
And Sharon and Jacob left together for Los Angeles. But once there, they went their separate ways. For Sharon had only one goal, the opera. The weeks passed, and audition followed audition, and the response was always the same.
Well, it's a pleasant enough voice, but a bit light for our needs. Why don't you try the popular field?
And at the broadcasting and recording companies, audition followed audition, and the response was always the same.
Yeah, okay, Miss Carter, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll call you if something turns up.
For Jacob, too, there was only one goal now, to heal the sick. But he chose another direction, a small mission near downtown Los Angeles, in an area called Skid Row. And a year passed.
I want you to get well.
I want you to get well. I won't let you stay sick. You feel my hands on your foot. Now you're well again. You're feeling better. You see? Now you can walk.
What do you think of that, huh? Hello?
Doc, that boy's got an act.
He's for us, ain't he, Lou? Would that pull him into the art theater, or would that pull him in? I tell you, we should hire that guy. You put him on top of the bill. After Flossie does a strip number, we got it made. Lou, you crazy or something? We packed the house.
This boy's too big for a barbecue house. No, I got other plans for him.
Such as?
Doc, we're gonna go into the healing business in a big way. You and me and this here boy Jacob. Now listen, you go up there after this bit is over with and you bring that guy back to the theater with you, see? I don't care if you have to rope and tie him, but you bring him.
Lou, listen, I need money. Honest, I'm broke, I tell you.
Baby, you're always broke. Will you stop trying to make like a diva or whatever? I got dames who can sing better and live on the salary, you
Lou,
know?
please. I gotta have the money.
Okay, Miss Dolores.
Lay off to Miss Dolores, will you?
What's the matter? You don't like class?
Okay, Lou, here he is.
Wow, well, Mr. Jacob, are we ever glad to see you. Step right in.
Jacob! Oh, Jacob!
Sharon, what are you doing here?
Do you know this broad?
Old home way.
Jacob, it's really you.
I didn't recognize you. The costume.
Wow, this here's Miss Dolores, the star of our show.
Well, then you're singing. Well, that's wonderful, Sharon.
Well, give us a knockdown, baby.
Oh, Jacob. This is Lou Zacconi, the owner of the theater, and this is his assistant, Doc Waldo.
Well, I'm pleased to know you, Mr. Zacconi. Doctor?
Yeah, I'm
Pleased
sure.
to know you.
This is the man who... This is my oldest friend.
Wow, is that right? Why, you're just the girl to tell him what a deal he's got coming, huh? Why don't you stick around, baby?
Oh, no, not Jacob.
Mr. Jacob, the doctor here and me, we got a little proposition we was wanting to talk over with you. It's a very high-class, ethical kind of operation.
That's very ethical.
Jacob, don't listen.
Baby, are you forgetting where the 10 spots are coming from? Mr. Jacob, what we got in mind is a sort of a clinic, see? With a doctor's medical education and my business management, this here clinic could help everybody. Not just a few bums.
Well, I don't know.
Ain't that right, Sharon? Why don't you tell Jacob?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's right.
There, you see? Well, now you sit down, Mr. Jacob, so we can talk.
Psychomagnetic Medical Center. Mr. Erickson? I'm sorry, he can be seen by appointment only. Yes. Thank you for calling.
Where's Mr. Erickson?
Oh, isn't he in his office, Doctor?
No, he ain't, isn't. There's half a dozen patients waiting to see him.
Oh, shall I try to locate him, Dr. Waldo?
Call the art theater on Main Street. Ask for Miss Dolores. She might. Jacob, for heaven's sake, where you been? Don't you know there's people waiting to see you?
Good afternoon, Doctor. Miss Reed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Erickson.
And now listen, we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into this operation, Lou and me. You treat it like you couldn't be bothered. Come on into the office. Now sit down and listen.
I want to talk to you, Doc.
Yeah, well, I said listen. Lou and me sunk a bundle into this place. We hocked the art theater up to our ears. Now it's beginning to pay off, and big. You're in on the take.
Am I, Doc?
You got 10% of the joint, haven't you? And you didn't put up a stinking dime.
Doc, today I sat in the park and a man came up to me. A man who'd seen me at the mission. He was sick, Doc. And I asked him to come to me and I'd help him. And do you know what he said to me, Doc?
What'd he say?
He said, I came to you, Jacob, but they wouldn't let me in. I didn't have enough money.
Yeah? Is that right?
Doc, didn't we have an agreement anybody could come to the clinic? Anybody?
Now, don't get on your high horse.
Didn't we agree to charge only people who had the money to pay?
Oh, sure, Jacob. It must have been a slip-up.
And this man who'd seen me at the mission said others have been coming here, too. Others who couldn't pay and that they were turned away. Now, is that right, Doc? You answer me, Doc.
Well, after all, Lou...
Answer me.
Well, sometimes it depends.
It doesn't depend. I've lived with this until my heart can't stand it any longer. I've seen goodness turn to sin. I've seen
Doc, break out the bottle. This is a celebration.
Ixnay, Lou,
This is
ixnay.
one grand celebration. Hi, Jacob.
Hello, Jacob.
We're here to celebrate, kids. This is...
Well, Jacob's not feeling very well, Lou. Some other time.
Some
maybe.
other time. You're out of your mind. Today, right now. You want to tell him, baby, or you want me to?
Lou, you and the doc, go on out.
What?
I want to talk to Jacob alone for a minute.
What?
You heard me.
Well, now, listen, kid, this ain't no secret.
Get out. Both of you.
Okay, but watch it, baby. I bruise easy. Come on, Doc.
Jacob,
Yes, Sharon.
I've always believed in you, Jacob. I want you to know that.
What is it, Sharon? Is something wrong? Did they hurt you
Listen
in some
to me,
way?
Jacob. This is a tough thing for me. I didn't make it the way I thought I would. Once I said I wanted to stand on an opera stage in Paris, but I couldn't because everybody would look at my crippled leg. And you said you wouldn't. You'd look at my face and hear my voice. Isn't that right, Jacob?
I guess so.
Where am I now? They are looking at my legs, Jacob, both of them. And they want more. A lot more. I just can't take that anymore. I just can't.
If I had money, Sharon, you could have it. You could always have it.
Your money. You give it back to the patients, don't you, Jacob?
They shouldn't
I've known
have
that
to
for a
pay.
long time, Jacob. I'm going to marry Lou.
What?
I'm going to marry Lou.
Lou? Lou Zacconi?
I've got to, don't you see? There's nowhere else I can go. There's nothing else I can do.
Sharon, if you'd have me...
I'll spend the rest of my life without a dime, living in flop houses, watching you get taken by every sucker.
Now, don't say that.
Well, isn't it the truth? Isn't that what you are, Jacob? A sucker for every con man who ever came along? I was the first one. I got you here, then Doc, and then Lou. You always took care of the other guy, Jacob, but what did you ever do for yourself?
I thought you understood.
I do. That's why I've got to marry Lou. He's made a lot of money out of this place. And I need money, Jacob. I'm through with flop houses and cheap clothes. Jacob, wait!
Hey, what's that, Jacob? You sore or something?
Jacob,
Hey, now listen, that's going too far.
Jacob, take it easy.
All of it! All of it! Destroy it! Destroy it! It's sinful, don't you see? What I've been doing is sinful. I was wrong. I did do these things. I'm to blame. It's not your fault, any of you. I did it. These hands are mine.
Doc, get the police.
Lou, no. Let him alone. He built it. He can tear it down if he wants to.
With these hands. These hands. Please, let me alone. Let me alone.
Jacob returned to a ranch in the Mojave Desert to work that he knew. And he cared for the animals, and sometimes he healed them. but never again would he minister to a human being. For now he understood how dangerous it is to heal the body if you cannot also heal the spirit. He knew the meaning of Christ's question, whether it is easier to say to the sick, "Thy sins be forgiven thee," or to say, "Arise and take up thy bed and walk."
Tonight, the CBS Radio Workshop has presented Jacob's Hands, an original news story by Aldous Huxley and Christopher Isherwood, with Mr. Isherwood as our narrator. Jacob's Hands was adapted for radio and directed by William Frug. Vic Perrin was featured as Jacob, with Virginia Gregg as Sharon. Others in our cast were Herb Butterfield, Helen Klebe, Larry Dobkin, Harry Bartell, Parley Bear, John Daner, Hans Conried, Bill Conrad, and Janet Stewart. The CBS Radio Workshop is produced in Hollywood by William Frug. This is Hugh Douglas inviting you to join us again next week when from New York we present Living Portrait, an unusual study of one of the nation's most imaginative businessmen, Mr. William Zeckendorf. Whatever your own views on religion may be, CBS Radio believes that you'll be pleased to know that much time, thought, and effort is being devoted to giving children a strong spiritual foundation in Sunday schools throughout America. If your children are not attending Sunday school now, this week, Sunday School Week, is a good time to enroll them. Stay tuned for 5 minutes of CBS News, to be followed on most of these stations by My Son Jeep. America listens most to the CBS Radio Network.
And that story that Hugh Douglas, the play that Hugh Douglas, actually it's not even a play. It's a documentary, if you will. That's an interesting one, and maybe I'll be able to play that again here sometime. 69 years ago, April 13th, 1956, the CBS Radio Workshop here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll go to Pine Ridge in just a moment, see what's going on with Lum and Abner.
If you are planning a new building, the architect can make inexpensive changes in his design to shield against the dangers of radioactive fallout. This technique is called design slanting, which simply means designing for added fallout protection without adversely affecting the use, appearance, or cost of a building. To learn more about slanting, contact your local civil defense director.
Hey, we wrap up this Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater with an episode of Lum and Abner. What are they going to do with that $10,000? Well, we probably won't get an answer this week, but we'll get an idea of some of the ideas. This goes back 83 years, April 13th, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. Well, folks, you all ready to enjoy another visit with your old Pine Ridge friends? We certainly hope you are, but if a cold is making you feel so mean and miserable that it's hard to enjoy anything, we have a suggestion to make. Help yourself to real relief for a great deal of your distress the modern, pleasant Alka-Seltzer way. Now, by that I mean take care of yourself. Get more rest than usual, watch your diet, stay out of drafts, get ample vitamins daily, and take Alka-Seltzer according to directions on the package. You know, it's really surprising how much better Alka-Seltzer can help you feel, how promptly and how pleasantly it can ease that dull, ache-all-over feeling. And if a sore throat's part of your cold distress, remember that Alka-Seltzer also makes a soothing gargle. Try it whenever you catch cold. Get Alka-Seltzer at any drugstore. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Pine Ridge has recovered from the excitement of the Friday night premiere of Lum and Abner's new motion picture, Bashful Bachelor. And now the old fellows are free once again to take up the problem of how to spend Diogenes Smith's gift of $10,000 to the best advantage for the whole community. During the week, suggestions on this problem have been pouring into the Jot 'em Down store, the person submitting the best idea to win a box of groceries. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their store and library. Listen.
No, sir, I just don't believe there's a single idea here we can use, Abner.
Ain't, huh?
No, I went clean through all the suggestions again, and there just ain't one of them that's got a good idea how to spend the $10,000 for the good of the community.
Well, there's a heap of suggestions there, Lum. Folks brung them into the store all last week.
Yeah, I reckon we just have to figure out what to do with it ourselves after all. I don't know what it'll be, though.
Well, of course, I think Diogenes wanted us to decide how to spend the money anyway, Lum. That's more than likely why he left it in our hands.
Yeah, I know, but on the other hand, he left it for the whole community.
Yeah.
So I sort of want to let everybody get in on the deciding.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Fact is, I felt kind of guilty when I put the money in the county seat bank under our names.
Well, what's wrong with our names?
Well, nothing, except it just appeared like we was aiming on keeping the money for ourselves.
Oh.
I thought about putting it in the bank under the name of the whole town of Pine Ridge, but then I got to realizing that every time we wanted to write a check, we'd have to get everybody in town to sign it.
Yeah, that's right. That'd have to be awful big check.
Yeah, not only that, we'd have to spend so much time getting a check signed, we never could get no project built with the money.
No, well, I'm glad you never done that. Well, let's see. We better start studying what we're going to spend it for. I don't know. How about a big hotel? I thought of that the other day.
No, Sister Simpson get mad about that, because then nobody'd stay at her boarding house.
Oh, yeah. Well, we couldn't put in a new restaurant neither, 'cause Luke Spears get mad about that. Come to think about it, Lum, there ain't no business we could put in without making somebody mad.
Yeah, that's so all right, but I believe you're on the wrong track there, Abner.
Wrong track?
Yeah, I reckon it ought to be something like an orphan's home. Of course, we already got one of them, or at least the county seat has.
Yeah.
I don't believe we got enough orphans here in town to support one of our own.
No, I don't either. Say, I just happened to think of something. If we study up this idea ourselves, do we get the box of groceries?
Huh?
You know that box of groceries we offered for the best idea on how to do the most good with $10,000?
Oh, yeah, that. Goodness, I might not have forgot about that. Well, no, we can't very well give that to ourselves. That wouldn't look right.
No, I believe folks would get mad about that, Lum.
But as long as we made the announcement over the party line, we'll have to give it to somebody.
Give it to somebody?
Yeah, run through them slips of paper with the suggestions on them. Pick out somebody. Find somebody that's poor and actually needs it.
Just anybody, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a start toward doing the community some good right there.
Well, let's see, Miss Blevins, Caleb Wee Hunt, Frank Foster, Grandpa Masters, Ezra C. Strong.
Don't give it to him.
Old Man Quincy, Squire Skim.
Quincy? That's the fella right there. Don't go no further.
Oh, that's right. There ain't a family in this town could use them groceries more than them Quincy's could neither.
Yeah, I'll get him on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They ain't got no telephone.
Well, just call Miss Barton. She lives close to him there. She can run over and tell him.
Oh, yeah. That's what we can do. What's Miss Barton's ring?
Oh, I ain't got the least idea. Let's see,
Short and along the short, ain't it?
Something like that. You might try that. Yeah, you might try it. Old Man Quincy'll just be tickled to death to hear it. Wish I could be there and see him when he gets the good news.
Yeah. More than likely, this is the first contest he's ever won his whole life.
Oh, yeah. Be surprised. And they can use them.
Hello? That you, Miss Barton? Well, good. I weren't for sure about your ring. I never knowed who I had. This is Lum Edwards. Yes, Mom. Oh, well, thank you, Mom. Thank you. She said she thought I was awful good in the premiere of our moving picture Friday. Mom?
Well, ask her how she liked me, Lum.
Hey, Chef.
I
Mom?
think I was good.
Oh, what I wanted to ask you a favor of you, Miss Barton.
I enjoyed me a lot.
Yeah, you know that contest we had for the best idea on how to spend $10,000 for the community here?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, the judges have just come to a decision, and they've awarded the box of groceries to old man Quincy. Yes, Mom. All right, so I wondered if you'd run over and tell him. Oh, well, that'd be nice of you. Well, much obliged, Miss Barton. Mom? Well, no, we don't know for sure we'll use his ID. This was just a contest. Yes, Mom. All right, Miss Barton. Goodbye.
Say, Lum, we don't have to use his ID, do we?
Oh, of course not.
Well, he's winning the contest.
I know, but we never said we was actually going to follow out the winning suggestion.
We never, huh?
Besides, nobody knows we got the money yet.
Oh, no, that's right, yeah.
I believe Squire Skimp suspicions we got it, though. But he don't know it for sure. Keeps asking me questions about the contest and all such as that.
Well, come to think about it, he'd been asking me a lot of questions about that, too.
Well, I hope you never told him nothing.
Oh, no, I never know.
Because he's the one feller we don't want to have to find out about the money till we've all decided on what we're going to do with it.
No, well, I won't let him know nothing. You can depend on me. I'll outwit him.
Yeah, you better leave the outwitting to me, Abner.
Huh?
What you can do, though, is to start packing up that box of groceries for old man Quincy. You'll more than likely want to get in just as soon as possible. They're needing them.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll pack him up a good big one, too. Potatoes and flour and lard and everything we got.
Yeah, fix up a nice one, Abner, because they're needing.
Yeah.
Here, you can put this piece of paper with his suggestion on it in the box, too. You might want to frame that or something.
Yeah, hand it here. What was his suggestion, anyway? I don't believe I ever did read that.
Oh, I don't know, some crazy idea.
Let me see here. I would take the $10,000 and build something that would make more money for Pine Ridge. Yeah, that sounds all right so far.
Yeah, but read the rest of it there.
I have read in a book that San Francisco has a toll bridge that brings in thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So why don't we build a toll bridge right here in Pine Ridge and do the same thing? Signed, Ulysses S. Quincy. Aye, doggies, that's a good idea, Lum.
A good idea?
Why, sure. These cars that come through Pine Ridge all the time, we collect some money from every one of them. Why, before they cross the toll bridge, why, we'll make a heap of money. Or Pine Ridge will.
Well, wait a minute, too.
And think all the good we could do for the community with all that money. That doggies, that Quincy's got an idea there.
Yeah, it's a fine idea. Just one thing he overlooked, though.
Overlooked?
We ain't got no river to put a bridge over.
Oh.
Got that river that runs by Uncle Henry Lunsford's place, but that's too far from here.
Oh, that's way out of town. Yeah, sure. Uncle Henry'd want the money for that. Yeah, I reckon that's right, all right. We'd have to have a river, sure.
Well, let's see. Usual arrangement, I believe.
Well, maybe... No, reckon not. Them things are more than likely hard to start. Take a heap of water to do that, I reckon.
If you're thinking about starting a river, you can get that idea out of your head right now.
Yeah, that bridge would look awful good, though, Lum.
Wait a minute. There comes Squire Skimp up out there.
Pine Ridge Bridge. Doggy, that sounds good, you know.
Forget the bridge, Abner, and concentrate on not saying nothing about Dodge and Easy's check to Squire Skimp.
Oh, I won't.
Well, howdy, Squire. Come on back.
Well, gentlemen, how are my good friends today?
Oh, we're just fine, Squire.
Awful good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Say, Lum, have I shown you our new annuity insurance policy that almost doubled your investment in a relative short time?
No, I don't believe you have, Squire. But I don't think I'd be interested.
Well, sir, it's just a thing for a man who has, say, about $10,000.
Well, if I hear of any feller that's got that much, Squire, I'll let you know.
And I thought as long as you have recently deposited that amount in the county seat bank, Lum...
How did you know that?
Oh, well, I have connections, Lum. Business channels that give me access to various types of information on financial matters. That's part of my business, you know. Now, Lum, I'm suggesting this plan for your own protection and best interest. By the way, where did you get this money, Lum?
Well, it's a mistake, Squire. Diogenes never left no money for us, honest.
Abner.
Oh, Diogenes.
For goodness sake.
Well, yes, I suspicion that it might be him. Sort of an act of atonement, huh? Well, I'm glad to see that he left our little community a reformed man. Yeah, glad to see it. Now, as I understand it, this money belongs to all of the citizens here in town.
Now, listen, Squire, that money was left in our care.
And it couldn't have been left in better hands, Lum. I want to be the first one to contribute my wisdom and knowledge to this noble cause. Now, I would suggest that we take the $10,000.
Squire, me and Abner are handling this ourselves.
Yes, sir, Dodge, you need to give the check to us, and we're handling it.
And furthermore,
I believe that's your ring there, isn't it, Lum?
Just a minute. Hello. Jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Eddard's talking.
Now, Abner, I have a plan.
Hello, Mr. Quincy.
I ain't in
Not at all, Mr. Quincy.
Oh, Mr. Quincy.
I'm very proud you won it. Congratulations.
He won the contest for the best idea.
Well, no. No, at least not right away, Mr. Quincy. Well, we can't hardly do that, though. Why, of course not. Yeah, but Mr. Quincy, you see... Yeah, but look here. You'll what? Oh, now listen, Mr. Quincy. Hello? Hung up. Blame him.
What's the matter, Lum?
Well, Squire, looks like you're a little late with your schemes.
What do you mean, Lum?
It's all been decided what we're spending that money for. We're building a toll bridge right up and down Main Street.
A toll bridge?
Yeah, either that or get lawsuited by Ulysses S. Quincy.
Well, our Pine Ridge friends do have their troubles, don't they? And folks, if you'll lend me your ears here for just a minute now, I may be able to save you a heap of trouble in the days to come. I want to urge you to keep a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets at your place of work as well as at home, and I'll tell you why. It's mighty important, especially these days, that we all put in a good day's work every day. We just can't afford to let headaches, occasional acid indigestion, or other minor stomach upsets, or muscular aches and pains slow us down and throw our day's work out of gear, and they shouldn't disturb your work for long if you have a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets handy. Or when you take Alka-Seltzer for these common ailments, you'll feel better fast. So be wise. Keep a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets on the job to help you keep on the job. Get a package from your druggist on your way to work in the morning. Keep it handy in your locker or your desk, and you may save yourself many a miserable moment.
Yeah, it's like, where are you going to put a toll bridge in Pine Ridge? They don't even have a river. 83 years ago, April 13th, 1942, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Join us for comedy tomorrow with the Screen Directors Playhouse, Fred Allen, Jimmy Durante, Lum and Abner, Lum and Abner, and Fibber McGee and Molly. See you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.